beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to this beautiful pick a card reading where we are going to be bringing forth messages from your shadow through the goddess Kalima. So let's talk a little bit first here about who Kalima is. She is a Hindu goddess whom really works her magic through the destruction of the darkness to allow the light to shine in. Okay, so she may come off as kind of harsh, she may come off as kind of aggressive, but she destroys the darkness with a fierceness that is to be reckoned with here. And I really just feel her energy and felt the need to bring you guys some messages from her to show us what needs to be healed, to allow us to see where we need to destroy certain parts of our shadow, what behaviors and patterns and perceptions need to be torn down. Strongly feeling the third eye energy coming into this reading. So some of you guys may be awakening the third eye, or having certain visions, or being able to see how certain energies will play out in the future, which will allow you to see where the darkness is projecting itself and where it needs to be destroyed or healed or kind of illuminated. Okay, and we have some black sage here that I am cleansing these piles with for you guys, and this is very much so connected to psychic clearing. So that energy is very strong coming into this reading, that it is necessary to really work with the third eye and the crown chakra. For those of you that were drawn to this reading, I feel strong activations or recognitions of that energy coming in. As you heal the shadow, as you recognize the shadow, you are going to be able to see how the shadow projects itself, as well as how your higher self projects itself. You are going to be able to see how certain patterns play out, how certain behaviors cause certain energies to activate around you. Really getting very clear as to how certain things happen. I don't know why that message is coming in so strong, but it is for the collective of those of you that chose to watch this reading. So let's go ahead and get into this for you guys. Starting off, I'm going to show you a close-up of these cards. And out in front of you, here we have the pile selection, or the candle selection. I will be anointing each candle with this open pathways oil that I received in a Witch's Roots box, subscription box. I will leave a link to that subscription box in the description box below for anyone who's interested in checking that out, or looking at their store or their shop. But I really feel the need for clearing the way, like opening up to allow light in, opening up to allow the shadow to be illuminated. There is a very strong essence here of opening and activating to allow the light in for you guys. So I'm going to ask you guys to take a couple of deep breaths, really ground yourself, tune into your intuition, connect to your guides, and ask which one of these cards, which one of these candles are holding the messages that you need to hear from Kalima, and in regards to healing your own shadow, as well as any other questions that you may have coming into this reading for Spirit at this time. Once you have those very solidified out in front of you, here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each specific reading, along with the links to the cards that I am using and the links to these candles for anyone who's interested in looking at any of those, in the description box below. So without further ado, go ahead and pause the video if you still need a moment, and I am going to go ahead and move on to pile number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1. Those of you that chose card number 1, candle number 1, this reading is for you. Now I have anointed this candle with this open pathways oil for you guys, and coming into this reading, the messages that I was really getting is that you guys need to be open to the light. You guys need to be open to more optimistic energy. You need to be open more to like your higher self or to your guides. So for some of you guys, really opening or activating the crown chakra may be very significant for you at this time. There is a big need to be open to the higher self, a big need to be open to receiving positive messages as well. That is something that I am picking up on here. Like you guys may really shoot down any compliments or any positive energy that's sent your way, or like I'm feeling like somebody complimenting you and you guys being like, yeah, right, whatever. You're just saying that, like that kind of energy. There's a need to be open to the optimistic energy that is being sent your way, whether that's coming through other people or through spirit or in your own higher self energy. A huge need to be open and clear the energy to that. So let's go ahead and light this candle, and I'm going to light this candle with the intention of opening and activating your crown chakra for group number 1. If that resonates with you, please feel free to set that intention with me, as it only makes it stronger. If it does not, please feel free to set your own intention or none at all, whatever you feel called to do. So let's go ahead and light this candle, and then we will get into your reading. Okay, you guys. So I am kind of feeling like this energy of a breakthrough, like breaking through with the crown chakra, and then it like being very expanded, and then constricting, and then expanding again until you reach this kind of level energy. So that may be something that you guys are experiencing as well at the time that you are watching this video. So let's go ahead and we are going to get into your cards here. We are going to start off by looking at the message from Kalima that she wants to bring forth about the energy that is presenting itself, about your shadow or anything that may need to be destroyed, or that may need to be seen. And then we will shuffle the rest of the cards out as we go here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to read this message out of the book for you guys. Oh, wow. So we have, bear with me as I'm not very good at like the Hindu names or the language, but Bhairavi Yogini energy, and this really is speaking to me of like opening up, especially in the mind or in the third eye, in the crown chakra. So let's go ahead and read this message out of the book for you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and find our page here. Okay, so we have the number 21, which in numerology is a 3. So again, it's like this transformational energy of the mind, of the awareness, of the mental awareness, even for some of you guys. But let's go ahead and read this message for you guys before we get into the rest of your reading. It says, Sublime Bhairavi, fierce with sacred rage, cannot be deceived nor deterred. She is unflinching, fearless, and determined. She causes that which is unworthy of the soul to flee and secures divine protection for the authentic soul path. Her presence empowers our hearts to face our fears and signifies that we are ready to overcome anything that has held us back. She gives us the power to fulfill our heart's desires and reminds us to embrace our unique path with confidence. The sixth of the the sixth of the Mavida wisdom goddesses is Bhairavi. She is the wrathful emanation of Kalima and the conqueror of fear. Her name means both formidable and terrifying. Why would we be afraid of our beloved Divine Mother? We can recognize that she is fearsome in the sense of divine magnificence and inspiring awe, like a force of nature powerful enough to rattle our inflated sense of entitlement and invincibility. She becomes something we can revere because we recognize with relief a power so much greater than the small minded workings of ego. We can dedicate ourselves to the alleviating of the suffering we see in the world, if that is what motivates our hearts. Yet we can also take refuge from becoming disheartened by the extent of our own task because we recognize divine greatness and capacity. The entitled mind of a young soul may misinterpret such magnificence as an excuse for apathy. This is why she must be fearsome to such minds. The fear of God is necessary to trigger inner growth until the love of God is enough to motivate our hearts. Bhairavi is divine wrath. She demands that we meet our potential. There is no playing small when she arises in a reading. Her appearance manifests to give us a necessary reminder to step up to our spiritual game. Your commitment to the spiritual practices that suit you at this time is strongly encouraged. There are divine forces that will more than match your efforts, and a great deal of progress can be made in a relatively short time frame. If you apply yourself to a task, your progress will unfold more rapidly than you expect. You can accomplish even intimidating prospects if you harness your courage and commit to the process. To encourage such dedication, she dangles a divine carrot. If we step up, her power can be our power of protection, and she will share her other divine powers with us too. She is also known as Siddhi Bharavi, the granter of spiritual abilities, powers, and attainments. She brings out the best in us and conquers the threats to our fulfillment. Her appearance in a reading augurs potential for tremendous accomplishment. Although she may seem downright frightening in what she asks of us, as we often find liberation from our fears by moving right through them, she is beneficent. She is the light of sacred fire and higher awareness. That is the light which provides clarity, the capacity for discernment. Without access to that light, the ego misinterprets guidance to suit its own ends and creates confusion. Her light helps us to see and overcome the self sabotage of ego and instead tune in to genuine wisdom, even if it is not what we want to hear. Genuine wisdom brings peace, relief, and clarity. It creates forward movement on our authentic path. By its effect, it can be known the warmth of the fire also presents the capacity to be cooked, transformed, ripened, and brought to complete fruition. The soul is the substance undergoing exposure to the Divine Mother's alchemical heat. Hers is the promise that we shall not only dream, but do, and so we shall become what we were born to be. When Bharavi arises, we are asked to embrace our true passions and allow them to burn and purify us from within. The Tantras teach us that Bharavi incites every form of passion and teaches the power to control them. This is why she is a yogini, a female adept that knows how to unleash yet guide the wild energies of our being for sacred, passionate purpose. Bharavi is considered to be the latent energies that exist within the Muladhara, or base chakra. This is the foundation upon which the body, earthly life, and soul purpose arise in the world. She takes the divine energy from an idea and gives it the capacity to become embodied, to take form. Bharavi pulls the rug out from beneath us when we are ready for a more powerful connection with truth. She helps us to ground ourselves within our authentic spiritual nature rather than on the shaky ground of ever fluctuating external circumstances. It is from this spiritually stable place that we can move from strength to strength, secure in her love and protection as we manifest our passionate purpose. Recognize your inner divine badass and commit to your dreams with conviction. So there is something here for group number one where you are kind of connecting your crown chakra back down to your root chakra. That's kind of what I was seeing as I was reading this. Like you guys are grounding some sort of dream or some sort of spiritual inspiration into the physical world or embodying it in some way. You are being asked to embody some sort of divine inspiration, some sort of divine idea, some sort of guidance. You are really being asked to embrace that and move forward in the physical world with that energy in some way, shape, or form. So Bharavi here is coming forth for you guys to really awaken, to expand, to connect spiritually in a more powerful way, in a more productive way as well. So let's go ahead and get some more energies here and see kind of what else your shadow is bringing forth for group number one. What energies is your shadow trying to bring to light for group number one? We have artificial heart coming out here. So there is definitely something here, I feel, with group number one with the ego, where you use your ego as a form of protection, and spirit is saying, no, you need to allow spirit to deal with where the protection needs to be at versus where you believe it may need to be at. You guys are protecting yourself from energy that isn't trying to harm you. I feel there's something here with this artificial heart energy that I'm really feeling for you guys, where you are trying to protect yourself from some sort of emotions, and really what it is you're protecting yourself from feeling an emotion, and you are perceiving it as that emotion is trying to be given to you from somebody or something outside of you. You guys are trying to control the circumstances or the environment, and Spirit is saying no. Let us move through you so that we can guide you through this environment and allow you to overcome these fears, instead of you trying to control the environment by making it not have your fears present. Your fear has to be present in order for growth to occur. Okay. Our next card here is the Pyre. Yeah, there is a purification happening here. There is a destruction, a burning, a purification happening here for you guys, where it's like it's like your life force energy being ignited in you guys. I feel for a lot of you guys here, if you can allow yourself to overcome this fear of the death of the ego. So your shadow is coming forth here saying that there's a need to let your heart guide you instead of allowing your ego to protect you, because I feel like you guys use your ego as a form of protection subconsciously. I don't feel like this is something like narcissistic or something that you do on purpose. I mean, narcissism is prominent everywhere you go, and a lot of that I feel is very subconscious. It has a lot to do with the way we were raised and the environments we were raised in and the way we were taught to interact with people. But there's something here where you guys are constantly looking for a way to be safe, constantly looking for safety, for security, for the safest route through whatever it is that you're trying to do. And Spirit is coming in saying, no, you are blocking yourself from growth. You are blocking yourself from expansion. You are blocking yourself from love and from abundance. Group number 1, you guys are blocking yourself. We also have number 12 here and number 21. So the number 3 may be very significant to you guys at this time, as well as the number 1 and the number 2. So 1, 2, 3, there is progression here, but there is like a forward and backward motion before you break through. Again, it's like this activating and expanding and then constricting and then expanding kind of energy, where like you step into this expansion and then maybe you get scared, and you pull back from it, or you step into this relationship and then you get scared and you pull back from it, or you step into this emotion and you get scared and you pull back from it. You step into this new path where things must be shed away, and then you step back out of it because you get scared that you're going to have to let go of certain things. So there is an energy here for group number 1 where you may be scared to let go, you may be scared to release. And with the Pyre here, I'm seeing that you guys are really being asked to purify. You guys are being asked to release everything that is keeping you from moving forward, especially everything that's keeping you from moving forward in love and in your spirituality. There's something here holding you back from your spirituality, whether this be fear of your own abilities, of your own spiritual power, or whether this be fear of judgment from other people, or kind of like this inability to accept who you really are, or this inability to find what you truly believe in. There's something here holding you back from Spirit, from Source, from God, that you guys are being asked to clear out, that you are being asked to open up, to purify. You guys are really, really being asked to open up to Spirit here, because the more you resist your spirituality, the more you resist your power, the more you are resisting yourself, and you are being consumed with ego, you are being consumed with your shadow, you are suppressing, and it's like you guys are shoving yourself down inside of yourself and not allowing who you really are to come out, but presenting yourself as somebody else that you believe other people are going to accept, or that your family's going to accept, or whomever it is for you that you need this validation and acceptance from. Like, you are hiding who you are, so in turn this acceptance, this connection, this validation that you're receiving is also artificial. Okay, so let's go ahead here and get some tarot for you guys and go a little deeper into these messages for group number 1. Our first card out is the Hermit. So there is a lot of self-knowledge trying to come forth for you guys. You guys are definitely being asked to go within and pull forth the parts of yourself that you have suppressed, that you have tucked away, that you haven't allowed to surface because of this fear of acceptance or this fear of rejection or whatever that is for you. There's something here where you guys are like scared of being alone. And Spirit is saying, if you are suppressing yourself, if you are hiding yourself, if you are closing away parts of yourself to please other people, then you are making yourself alone before that ever even comes to fruition outside of yourself. So Spirit here is saying that there is a need to sit alone with yourself. There's a need to be alone with yourself until you're comfortable with that energy, so that when you go back out into the environment, when you go back out into connections, when you go back out into relationships, you are who you are. You don't try to hide yourself because you're comfortable with this person. A big part of the reason why you are hiding yourself is because you are uncomfortable with who you truly are. You are uncomfortable with yourself on like a soul level. You are uncomfortable with the thoughts that you have. You are uncomfortable with the emotions that you feel or the experiences that you've had in your lifetime. And there's really a need to sit with those and to work on healing them and purifying them and coming to an understanding as to why you don't accept yourself or why you fear other people will not accept you. And once you get those answers, once you get that clarity, once you get that comfort within yourself, you will no longer seek it outside of you. Our next card here is the Two of Cups. Beautiful. And there's those connections. So once you guys find that comfort within yourself, you will be able to find and seek that higher vibrational energy outside of you. You will be able to connect to people whom are also comfortable with themselves, and that you don't feel like you have to constantly hold up. There's something here with you guys. Again, like I said in the beginning, it's like this energy of somebody complimenting you and you disregarding it or not believing it or being like, yeah, right, kind of energy. And once you guys can come into like this acceptance of yourself, you will believe the things that people tell you. You will be able to accept compliments. You will be able to see the brighter sides of yourself because you are no longer trying to hide them out of fear of somebody rejecting it. And with that, you are going to attract the people who, it's going to be like moths to a flame, I feel, for group number one. You're going to start attracting the people that are drawn to your light, that are drawn to who you are, that are drawn to those parts of yourself that you've hid away. And that's where this fear is going to come up, because people are going to see you for who you really are. And it's going to like initially kind of cause fear within you, because you're going to be like, is this fake? Is this fake, or is this real? Does this person actually like me, or are they just saying this? And there's going to be a lot of kind of self-doubt projected into relationships. But with this Two of Cups here, it's like you guys are coming into contact with people whom you are meant to be with at this time, like soul contract energy that you are meant to move forward with. And I feel for you guys with this artificial heart coming out, like the people that you doubt the most, the people that you doubt love you, the people that you doubt mean what they say when they talk to you or when they give you a compliment, like those are the real people. You are just doubting it because of your own shadow. You are doubting it because of your own self-doubt, and you are perceiving it as something that's coming from outside of you, but it is not. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Let's go ahead here and get some more messages. Our next card out is the Page of Wands. Yeah, so there is like this energy of coming into being a student of spirit, being a student of your own spiritual abilities, being a student of yourself here with the Hermit as well. There's like a need to be a student to your own soul. To allow your soul to become one with your physical environment, to allow your soul to be embodied by your physical body, and allow your soul to live through you. Group number one. Wow. There's like a huge release with this Pyre here. There needs to be this huge release of fear, of self-doubt, of talking yourself out of certain things, and this huge release of suppressing yourself. Okay. All right, our next card here is the Hanged Man. Yeah, so it's almost like for you guys here that you are being reborn, but you guys are like in this in-between energy where you're like you want to be reborn, you want to start over, you want to start fresh, but you still see all of the things that you were attached to previously, and it causes hesitation. You guys are like in this in-between state, where you aren't sure whether you should continue moving forward alone, whether you should allow the things to fall away, or whether you should keep holding on. There is a huge need to focus on forward movement here. Group number one, forward movement, to let go of any idea that you may have that other people need to come with you, or let go of any idea that you have to pull other people along with you, that it's your job or your responsibility to make sure other people keep up with you, because I don't feel that's the case for group number one. I feel like there's a huge need to let go of that mindset, to let go of that perception of what it means to grow. Other people are not going to grow with you at the same rate, at the same time. They are not going to be able to keep up with you, especially as I see you guys are very spiritually connected. You guys have a lot of spiritual power, a lot of spiritual guidance, and there is a need for you to be alone with that, which is why Spirit is trying to make you kind of outrun everybody around you at this point in time, because you need to be alone with Spirit. You need to be alone with your soul and with Source, okay? Um, our next card here is the Page of Swords coming out. So there is a healing of the mental body coming in as your crown chakra kind of activates and opens here. There is a lifting of depression, a healing, a purification of the mental patterns that you have been stuck in, or of the mental restrictions where you tell yourself you aren't good enough, or where you tell yourself that they didn't actually mean the good things that they said. There is a healing of that, and you guys are going to become a student of your soul, and you are going to become a student of your mind here again with this Hermit energy, like the student energy coming in strong. You guys are going to come into the ability to perceive your thoughts, to see your thoughts, but not to become them, okay? That's very powerful. So you guys are going through a very heavy transformation at this time, but you are going to come out of it feeling so much lighter, so much more aware of yourself, and so much more aware of the power that you hold, instead of allowing your environment to hold power over you, okay? And then we have the Four of Swords coming out. That is beautiful. So there is definitely a need to connect to Source, to connect to Spirit through the mind, through knowledge, becoming the student of Spirit, becoming the student of your spiritual practices, meditation and mental clearing, and really working with the third eye and the crown chakra being very, very significant here in order to come out of your thoughts and to become aware of them, but not to be them. That message is very strong here. You are not your thoughts, group number one. You are the awareness of them. And you guys are going through a process right now where you are becoming the awareness of your thoughts instead of becoming your thoughts. Okay, you guys are coming into union with your soul, with your spirit, with a purpose. And it's causing a lot of internal transformation that you guys are really being asked to surrender to instead of suppress to please other people. A huge need to release the responsibility or the obligation energy in regards to bringing other people with you, or needing other people to grow or ascend at the same rate that you do, because it's not going to happen for group number one. And it may feel very lonely, and just know that that lonely period will end, but it is necessary for you to become yourself, for you to become your soul, for you to be a student of yourself, for you to be comfortable with yourself, and for you to come into the ability to love yourself. So let's go ahead and get you guys some chakra energy that is being affected or being highlighted at this time that you are watching this video for group number one. Okay, our first one out is the throat chakra. This is honesty, truth, transparency, sincerity, and communication. This transparency is sticking out very strongly for you guys. You guys are being unlocked. Your truth is being unlocked here. You guys are being asked to communicate who you truly are, as well as to communicate with spirit. Really being sure to not hold back the things that you want to say, really being sure that you aren't holding back I feel for a lot of you guys that this suppression happens when people say things to you, or when things happen around you that you don't like, or that hurt your feelings or anything like that, and you just don't say anything. And that is being unlocked. Like, your ability to speak up for yourself and to speak your truth and to be yourself is definitely coming in for group number 1 in a very powerful way. And our next one here, look at this. We have the solar plexus chakra, and we have choice, free will, courage, willpower, and change. You guys are being asked to make the choice to change by going within yourself and becoming this student of spirit, making the choice to kind of harness your courage to face the fear of yourself, to face the fear of your soul, to face the fear of your power, in order to allow it to come out for group number 1. Wow, that's very, very strong coming out here for you guys. There is such a huge message here for you guys that your soul is trying to come out. Your soul is trying to become, like, there is a need for you guys to surrender to your soul and allow your soul to live instead of using the ego to suppress it. Let's pull you guys a couple last messages from Spirit in regards to your healing process here. And then we will, well, this is going to be a couple last oracle messages, and then I have one final card that I will pull for you guys. So we have Bridget, radiance, soul empowerment, birth, and passion. Yeah, so there's definitely like a birth, a rebirth happening here for you guys. Bridget may be a goddess that calls out to you a lot. Even if you are unaware of it. She's also the goddess of Imbolc, so February 2nd-ish, depending on where you live in your time zone, may be very significant to you guys coming into this next year, or from whenever the time that you watch this video, the following February may be a very significant time in your life. You may also be an Aquarius. But with the pyre here, like, Bridget is a sun goddess. She is a goddess of the flame, essentially, the radiance, the fire, the passion, the burning, the empowerment. And we also have the solar plexus chakra. So there is, for some of you guys, this is definitely a healing of the ego. This is a healing of masculine energy. This is an acceptance of your own masculine energy as well. But like a strong soul empowerment coming through for you guys. And then we have Kurtawin, transformation, rebirth, inspiration, creativity. So much creative fire kind of energy here, ignition of your soul, activations of passions, of creation, a lot of birth and rebirth energy here, a lot of transformational energy here. You guys are transforming in a very powerful way in order to be able to embody spirit and to embody your soul. So a lot of you guys may really be coming into soul purpose or soul mission, really coming into soul contract energy very strongly for group number 1. So let's go ahead and pull you one final message from Spirit, any last guidance or advice that Spirit has for you at this time. And we have resilience. Stay as strong as evergreen trees. Yes, stay strong. Group number 1, stay strong, stay resilient. Come into your courage to face your fear, to face what is coming at you, because it is going to feel very lonely. It is going to feel very uncomfortable, especially as you come into this period of needing to be alone with yourself, as you come into this period of healing and recognizing and becoming aware of who you are on the inside, and recognizing yourself on a soul level and coming into union with spirit. There, it's going to feel very uncomfortable, but we have Bridget and Kurtawin and Kalima coming in. You have 3 goddesses coming forth to guide you through this transformational process. Some very large energy coming through to help you through this process and to help open you up to spirit and to your power and to your soul purpose, your soul mission at this time. Very, very powerful messages for group number 1, but this is what I'm seeing for you. If you enjoyed this reading, or if it resonated with you, please do hit that like button, comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. Let me know if you chose this pile. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. Those of you that chose card number 2, this reading is for you. And over here, we have your candle, which I have anointed with this Open Pathways oil. The energy that I'm really getting coming into this reading is you guys may really have a tendency of stopping yourself from the following through with inspirations or following through with sharing certain parts of yourself or certain creative projects, not allowing some aspect of yourself out of fear of judgment or fear of rejection, or like this fear that other people won't accept or enjoy it at the level that you would like them to. That energy is coming in here very strongly. Like I feel people here like may start doing something and then stop because they don't want to put it out there for public eyes, or they don't want other people to see what they are doing because they fear that it's not going to be the right thing. This is also coming through. Some of you guys here may be tarot readers or oracle readers or kind of psychics or anything like that. And this is kind of like a doubt of your own ability, a doubt of your own perception, even for some of you guys. So self-doubt coming in very strongly. So I'm going to light this candle to open up your solar plexus chakra in particular, but also to allow you to move through around the self-doubt, however it is holding you back. I'm going to light this candle with the intention of allowing you to move through your self-doubt, to overcome your self-doubt for group number 2. If that resonates with you, please feel free to set that intention with me. If it does not, please feel free to set your own intention or none at all, whatever you feel called to do. So let's go ahead and light this candle, and then we will get into your reading. Okay, so a pretty strong and steady energy coming in here, I feel, for you guys. So I feel like willpower is going to be very significant to you guys. If it's not at the time that you come to this reading, it is going to be playing a role very soon, I feel, in your life. Like there's going to be a need to push through something in some way, shape, or form. But let's go ahead and we're going to start with the message from Kali Ma. I am going to read this out of the book, and then we will shuffle the rest of the cards out as we go. So we have Kali Mahamaya coming out here. There's definitely like reflection energy that I am feeling, transformation of the way you see yourself, but I'm going to read this out of the book. So let's go ahead. Okay. And the message here says, Kali Mahamaya is Kalima, the spiritual truth beneath all appearances, the healing waiting to be discovered in all experiences. In harmony with your higher self, she manifests the path upon which you can best learn, heal, and grow. She is unclogged, symbolizing wild, unconditional authenticity. She is the empowerment to discard conditioning and judgments that we have worn. Cast off the fearful constraints others have imposed on you. Connecting to your authentic being will attract healing, guiding, and divine grace to you now. Wow, so very big messages in regards to disregarding judgments and becoming more authentic. But let's go ahead and continue here. Kali Mahamaya knows the life circumstances that will best evoke your sacred fulfillment, from gentle blessings to heart-stretching challenges that bring out courage and confidence you never knew you had. She weaves the circumstances into being that will cause you to grow, awaken, and fulfill your divine potential. Through her carefully chosen life lessons, the heart becomes spiritually prepared to dispense with mainstream consciousness. The soul begins to move away from the limitations and absence of personal responsibility that accompanies mass conditioning. The spiritual eye flutters open and new realities open up. Her appearance signifies that mass consciousness and mainstream interpretations of events cannot support your soul path. It is only through looking for the deeper spiritual purpose within a life lesson that you will cut through the confusion to obtain clarity and attract all that you need to heal and transform the situation at hand. Listen to your heart rather than allowing conventional beliefs to create fear in your mind. Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective barrier of universal truth when a situation has become unnecessarily complicated or confusing to your heart. The truth she awakens may provide immediate relief, or it may not be easy to accept at first. Either way, you are promised revelations that shall ultimately lead you beyond deception or beyond what is simply not right for you. She protects you from that which is unworthy of your heart and has constrained your spirit. Even though Kali recognizes it is going to create a disconnection from the authentic needs and inner purpose of the soul, if we are on a path that merely seems promising on the surface, she evokes the situations to devastate the establishing order. Thus, she realigns us to a better path. This is her act of radical love, to unfetter our minds and clear our perception. With the correct knowledge, we gain the capacity to proceed with wisdom. She will not allow you to be misled. If you have wandered from your path, she will firmly re-establish you on the way to best help, heal, empower, and liberate you with joy. So when our plans suddenly seem thwarted, we need to ask whether we require more courage and growth to rise above the obstacle. Alternatively, we may need to step away from our initial plans and be open to a different path. We can discern authentic spiritual guidance from its effect. It brings a sense of relief even when the path ahead seems challenging. Acting on true guidance causes us to grow even when it opens a gentler and more graceful path. Misinterpreting guidance reinforces our ego patterns and keeps us stuck. Kali Mahamaya exists and operates beyond convention and convenience. She is the inoculating tonic of authenticity. Authenticity keeps us dialed into our true purpose and passion. She protects the soul from conventionality that castrates, disables, and steals our creative fire. She is the divine disruption that provides needed yet often unanticipated spiritual recalibration. When our minds are so confused that we do not even sense the troubles that threaten to consume us, she arises from the ocean with consciousness to compassionate ferocity. When we stray from our authentic nature, she brings us back to the spiritual home of the heart. She reminds us that we are the most powerful and protected when we seek the truth of the heart, because that is where we are closest to her. Dispense with the need to placate others or control situations. She has arisen and can be trusted unconditionally. Take refuge in her and allow your life to unfold as it will, acting when you feel guided to, having patience in the unfolding of events, and trusting that her grace is unlimited. She is watching over the deep healing that is taking place within your soul. Wow. Okay, so for group number 2, there's definitely a big message here of needing to follow through with the guidance that you've been giving instead of stopping out of fear or allowing external situations or even your own kind of control issues to hold you back. There's definitely a need to get out of your own way here, group number 2, in some way, shape, or form, as well as to make sure that the actions that you are taking are the divine actions that you have been led to take, the actions that inspire you, the actions that speak to your heart, instead of the actions that you feel other people want from you or that you feel other people need from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle some more cards out for you guys. Starting off, we are going to be looking at some more kind of shadow energy or the darker energy that's coming forth to speak to you guys about your healing for group number 2. Wow, we have Artificial Heart. This is the same card that came out in the first pile, so there's definitely something here where you guys have been following some sort of artificial path. I feel you haven't been following what is true or authentic to your own heart, but you have been following what you believe or what you have been taught is what you're supposed to do. It's like there's this energy here where you guys are having a hard time stepping away from a path that isn't meant for you because you have been conditioned to believe that this is the path that you're supposed to take. This is the path that proves that you're a responsible, grown, capable person. This is the path that proves that you're an independent person. This is the path that proves that you are worthy of respect, or whatever it is for you that you're seeking. It's like this path that you've been on is something that you've been conditioned to believe is the path that everybody's supposed to take. And Kali Ma is coming through here saying this path is not for you. And you guys are really being asked to have the courage and the willpower and the strength and the confidence to step away from this path and into a more authentic version of yourself, and a path that's more fit for you and for your purpose. I feel for a lot of you guys, you really step away from yourself. You really disregard your own inspiration, your own creative ideas, your own desires, your own passions in order to please this path. And Kali Ma is coming through here saying that this needs to stop. Let's go ahead and pull one more card here before we get into your tarot. A little bit more about where this energy is at, or where you may be able to see this energy. Okay. So we have Hugin and Munnin, and for a lot of you guys here, this is telling me that some of you guys may have really struggled with like religious beliefs or having the ability to believe in anything. But for a lot of you guys here, I feel like you've been taught that there's, this only specific set of beliefs that's correct. There's only one religion that's correct. There's only one way of practicing or believing or connecting that is correct, whether this be through going to church or some sort of predetermined religion for you guys, or a predetermined set of beliefs that you have been taught that you aren't supposed to stray from. I really feel for you guys that this has to do with your belief system, and how your belief system doesn't necessarily align with the people who taught you what you're supposed to believe in. You guys may really struggle with religion or with spirituality or with believing in anything or having the ability to believe in anything because you feel like what you believe in is wrong because of how you've been taught, or because of how you've been conditioned, or because of how you were raised. So there is like a lot of fear here surrounding your spirituality and your spiritual beliefs and the way that you connect. So for some of you guys, you may even still be connecting to a different religious path or a different belief system that isn't right for you because this is what you were taught to do. And Kali Ma is coming through here trying to destroy that mindset, trying to destroy that perception, because essentially you were born into this world. Your soul's purpose is to practice and connect spiritually in the way that best suits you. Like, you came here to have a certain experience, and that experience that you came here to have has a lot to do with your spirituality, I feel, for group number 2. And you guys are resisting the path of spirituality or the belief system that you would actually be able to connect to in some way, shape, or form. Wow. So yeah, you guys are being asked to shift directions, especially in your spiritual belief system, your spiritual practices, to really find what best suits you, what you are best able to connect to, even though that may look different than what you were taught, or that may look different than what you were told you were supposed to believe in. And for some of you guys, you're meant to be studying some sort of spirituality right now as well. Like, you guys are meant to be learning something about your spirituality or about certain belief systems at this time. It's like Kali Ma is coming through asking you to study spirituality, to study what you believe in, to study the stories or the belief systems before you, to really broaden your range of beliefs, to really allow yourself to expand into other belief systems and see where they all connect, or see what you connect to. Let's go ahead and get some tarot here for group number 2. We have the Lovers coming out here. So there is like a sense of communication, a sense of honesty, of clarity that's trying to come in here, as well as a sense of unity. You guys are trying, like Kali Ma is trying to connect you, trying to unite you to a path that is so perfect for you, that allows you to connect not only physically but spiritually. You guys, I also feel, have been communicating on like an energetic level to something or to someone that Kali Ma is trying to like recalibrate you to. And for some of you guys, this may involve leaving a relationship or cutting cords or cutting connections that you already have in order to recalibrate. And that may be something that you are having a hard time doing or a hard time facing at this point in time as well. Then we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion surrounding group number 2, a lot of emotional confusion, a lot of I don't know what I believe in, or I don't know what love is, or I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this. A lot of fear may be coming up for you guys as well, as you are like recalibrated to a different way of living, a different way of practicing your belief system. A lot of you guys may be having a hard time even being honest about the belief system that you have out of fear of rejection or fear of what other people will think or say as well. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, see, there's definitely like a closure in belief systems, a lifting of restrictions, this is like you guys realizing how and where all of these other things aren't suiting you, aren't meant for you, are guys are seeing where things are holding you down, restricting you, or harming you more than they are helping you. You guys are becoming much more aware of a lot of that energy around you, whether it's being shown to you in relationships, in jobs, in spiritual practices, in relationships, like whatever it is for you. You guys are really being shown a lot of the energies that are holding you back, a lot of the energies that are restricting you, and a lot of the energies that are harming you, especially emotionally, that maybe you have been numb to or unaware of previously. So you guys may find yourself being very like triggered a lot recently, or getting very angry, or getting your feelings hurt even a lot lately, over things that you feel like you shouldn't be angry about, or you shouldn't be upset about, or you shouldn't be hurt about because you never were before. But this is you guys awakening to who you really are, and these things that are hurting you, these things that are holding you back, these things that are restricting you are trying to show you that you are meant to go in a different direction, that this isn't the right place for you to be, this isn't the right way for you to be in this relationship, or this isn't the right connection for you, or however that may be playing out. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to leave certain relationships or completely cut out certain things of your life. It may mean that you just need to adjust them and do them differently, or that there are things that you need to communicate about, or things that you need to, reevaluate in your life to better suit your needs, to better help you move forward instead of hold you back. And then we have the Hanged Man coming out on top of the Lovers. Yeah, so there's a lot of restriction surrounding your connections, surrounding your emotional connections, what you are emotionally connected or invested into. I feel a lot of you guys really use your emotional connections to keep you stagnant, to keep you in a place that's comfortable, to keep you from having to go outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like this is why these triggers, or this emotional energy, is coming up for you currently, because Kalima and Spirit and your shadow is really trying to show you where you are resisting change, where you are holding yourself back, where you aren't allowing your emotional body to grow, to evolve, to expand, and where you possibly aren't letting your relationships grow and evolve and expand. Some of you guys may really hold back in certain relationships because you know that if you allow it to grow and evolve and expand, that eventually it will collapse, because there's a part of you that knows that it may not be right for you. That's for some of you, not for all of you. And those of you that it is for, this doesn't necessarily mean like the romantic connection. It's just certain connections. There's certain connections that we are all connected to that we may know aren't serving us in any way, shape, or form, that we know that eventually we're going to have to let go of, or that it's going to harm us in some way, shape, or form eventually. But it's like we're numb to it, where we cover that part up and pretend like it isn't there in hopes that it'll change, because we don't want to. It's almost like we don't want to continue in our life without that person, out of fear of how that change will affect us. Okay, so wow. So Kalima is coming through very strongly, trying to recalibrate, reevaluate, and set you on this much more authentic, truer version, path for you. And I feel for you guys here that it has a lot to do with your ability to trust as well. Our next card here is the Star. So there's a lot of healing happening in your emotional body, and a lot of recognition happening in your emotional body. recognizing where love is, what love isn't for you as well. That message is very strong here, really recognizing and understanding and growing the knowledge and the understanding of what love is and what love isn't, and recognizing where it is and where it isn't, and where you've been validating certain things that hurt you, even by saying that it's love when it really maybe isn't. As well as the star here, this is Aquarius energy. This is kind of like rebellious energy again. So again, for some of you guys here, there's a need to like rebel or go against something that you've been taught, or you've been taught that this is the only way to believe in something, or this is what love is, or this is what God is, or this is what belief system you're supposed to have in order to be right. There's something here that you guys are meant to be rebelling against at this point in time, at the time that you're watching this video. So we have Aquarius and we have Gemini energy. So some major air energy coming through here, some major trust and understanding your higher self trying to come through here for group number 2. And then we have the Four of Pentacles coming out. Yeah, so you guys have been holding on to a lot of things that you knew were going to harm you, or you knew weren't meant for you, or you knew that you couldn't trust or you couldn't rely on. I feel for group number 2, you may have like a habit or like a behavioral pattern or certain cycles that you've been repeating over and over again in regards to your emotional connections and how you connect to things emotionally, and use that to kind of dilute the truth of certain connections. And this could be connections to people, to places, to environments, to behavioral patterns, to habits, to addictions, to environments. It could be connections to anything. It's just this feeling here that you guys have held on to a lot of things that you knew weren't right or weren't good for you, as a way to please other people, or as a way to cover up how you really felt, or as a way to stay in what you thought was comfortable, but really what it was familiar. And it wasn't necessarily comfortable because it still hurt you. It still caused pain. It still caused emotional confusion. But it was familiar. So you allowed it to be there, even though it wasn't necessarily what you knew or what you felt love should be. And then our last one here is the World. Yeah, there's some closure coming out here for you guys, for sure. Closure in certain trust issues, as well as I feel for group number 2 that you guys are coming to a time where you are able to see things clearly. You are going to be able to let go of certain things that you've been holding on to for quite a long time, that have been keeping you very still. You guys are recognizing what is holding you back, what is keeping you stagnant, and allowing those things to come into closure, is the biggest message here. Surrender to what needs to be let go of. Surrender to the messages that you're receiving. Surrender to the direction that you are being led in, even though it's asking you to let go of certain things. Really allowing yourself to take those steps, to take those risks, to take that opportunity is very significant to group number 2. So let's go ahead and get some chakra energy for you guys and see the energy that this may be affecting you at, or where you are holding this energy at, even for group number 2. Look at this. We have finance, we have money, finances, power, generosity, abundance, and I got that with this Four of Pentacles here. You guys may really have a hard time balancing your financial systems. You may use your money to keep you stagnant. You may use your money to keep you in a position where you can't move forward. As well as this is the sacral chakra. This is the chakra where we hold on to emotional traumas, where we hold on to past life energy, where we hold on to financial energy, where we hold on to our ability to feel worthy of love, of sex, of intimacy. We have the Lovers here. There's something here for you guys where you have believed that love equals, I want to say love equals sex, or love equals money, or how you have used those things to support each other. It's like you've used one or the other to validate the other one. You've used money to validate love. You've used love to validate money. You've used sex to validate that this is love or that this isn't love, or maybe there's just definitely some sort of distortion around your emotions and your ability to connect emotionally and what that means for you. And that is becoming much more clear for group number 2. Um, let's pull one more of these for group number 2. And we have inspiration. We have, this is the crown chakra. Yes, this is the crown chakra, and this is ideas, spark, conception, and impulse. So you guys may be very impulsive with money. You may be very impulsive with buying things that like grab your immediate attention. There's an energy here of doing things very suddenly, very rapidly, without kind of thinking them over, or like using your finances to like, it's almost like you guys, what I'm really getting from this group number 2 is that you guys buy impulsively, you guys spend money on things that maybe you don't need, you scatter your resources and your finances across a big kind of playing field as a way to keep yourself in this Four of Pentacles energy where you only have enough to get by but not enough to move forward, okay? And there's a need for you to see how that is being driven by your emotional body, by your emotional trauma. Group number 2. Kali Ma is coming forth here to really try to help you heal your emotional trauma by allowing you to come into connection with the divine, allowing you to find your spiritual beliefs or the spiritual practices that work for you. So really paying attention to what spiritual practices you feel called or inspired to do, or really paying attention to the kind of inspirations that you have come up, really paying attention to what you feel called to emotionally instead of what you use to cover up your emotions. Wow. So this feels pretty deep for group number 2, for sure, really coming into an understanding of the way your emotions have projected themselves even though you've tried to suppress them. So group number 2 may really have suffered from a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of relationship trauma, a lot of toxic relationships, or even sexual abuse for some of you guys. But that energy is trying to come into healing, like spirit is trying to help you heal that energy so that you can move forward, so that you can grow and expand and become something much bigger and much better. There's like a bigger and better path for group number 2 here, and my ear is ringing so loud right now, so that is something significant for somebody here. There may be some clairaudience kind of energy being activated for you guys. So let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards. We have the Sacred Grove. This is longevity, renewal, nature, and protection. Yeah, and I feel for group number 2 that Kali Ma is coming forth here with this kind of shield of protection to allow you to kind of disconnect, to allow you to renew, to allow you to reconnect to your own path. It's like this shield that Kali Ma is bringing forth for you guys to allow you to heal, to allow you to find yourself, to center yourself in order to move forward instead of moving out of what other people want from you or what other people need from you or what will make other people love you. Maybe something that you guys really struggle with. Our next one here is the Tor, and this is truth, source, connection, and clarity. Beautiful. Yeah, so there's definitely like a sense of reconnecting to source here for group number 2. You guys are being very protected while you are kind of recalibrated, adjusted into a new kind of belief system or expansion into a new like connection to spirit. There's something here, awakening to spirit. There's something here for group number 2 where you guys are being connected to a deeper, more meaningful sense of spirituality or belief system that's going to allow you to grow and to heal and to believe in something again. It's going to allow you to open your heart as well as trust again. But with this, there is closure of the past. There's closure of past emotional traumas, past emotional connections that harmed you in some way, shape, or form. There's a healing of those connections that's going to allow you to release that. So really be mindful of where you're spending your money and why you're spending it. If you're spending it because you were in a certain mood, or because somebody said something or did something and it made you go out and spend a bunch of money, or it made you do this, or like really pay attention to how your money in your financial situation is connected to your emotional body, because I feel like that is where kind of your shadow or your spirit is projecting this emotional energy that you guys have been deflecting or didn't know how to deal with. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull you guys one final message, any last guidance or advice from Spirit, anything I may have missed for group number 2. Okay, and we have patience. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. Beautiful. Yeah, so this may feel like it's been very slow. You may feel like you're in a very stagnant energy, especially with this hanged man here. And we have the nature energy here as well. Like everything will be accomplished in nature's pace. So for some of you guys, there is a need to tune into like the cycles of nature, the seasons, the weather, like really paying attention to how those things affect you and what they bring in for you. Maybe they bring in some inspiration and things like that, like really tuning into that aspect of yourself and that aspect of your life, instead of focusing on money or focusing on relationships or focusing on how people have hurt you. Like there is a huge need for you guys to really try to direct your focus towards spirit, towards spiritual practices, towards connecting to the divine at this point in time in your life, as it is leading you towards a healing and through a healing process in order for you to grow and expand, especially in your money and things like that. I feel you guys really growing in that aspect of your life as you connect more to spirit and to your belief system. But it is taking time, and it has taken time with the Ten of Swords here. This is something that's been ongoing. This is something that's been going on over many lifetimes, I feel, for group number 2. And you guys are finally coming into a closure of like a soul cycle, which is going to bring in immense healing and immense growth and immense just love, okay? And that is coming. So patience and connection to spirit being very significant for group number 2. But these are the messages that I am seeing for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading or if it resonated with you, please do hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. Let me know what other kinds of videos you guys would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. Those of you that chose card number 3, this reading is for you, and we are bringing forth messages from Kalima, the goddess Kalima, and bringing forth messages for healing the shadow, or working with your shadow, or recognizing certain aspects of yourself that maybe you haven't seen before. But the intention for this reading is to heal, even though it may be in a more aggressive or a more abrasive kind of way, or it may feel that way anyways. So starting off here with your guys' candle, I have anointed this with this Open Pathways oil again, and coming into your guys' reading, I'm really getting this energy that you guys really need to go outside of your comfort zone in regards to seeking some sort of medical healing, some sort of medical advice, or some sort of like physical healing. For some of you guys, this could be, finding a new doctor. This could be going to the eye doctor or the dentist, or an unconventional kind of doctor, even an energy healer, or even kind of like a therapist or a psychologist, or there's some sort of energy here where you guys are being asked to seek out guidance, advice, and healing from a professional of some sort. That is going to be different for everybody, as this is a general reading, but that energy is coming in very strongly here. So make sure that you guys are paying attention to your health, mentally, physically, emotionally. Okay, I'm not a medical profession of any kind, and I do ask you to use your own discernment and take responsibility for yourself coming into this reading. This is not meant to replace any medical advice or any professional advice at all. So let's go ahead and light your candle here. And I'm going to be lighting this candle with the intention of healing, with the intention of healing the body, mind, and emotional body, the mind, and the heart, essentially. For group number 3, if that resonates with you, please do set that intention with me, as it only makes it stronger. If it does not, please feel free to set your own intention, or none at all, whatever you feel called to do, okay? So let's go ahead here. Okay, and another message that I'm getting for you guys here is to make sure that you're not letting it get so bad or too bad or um, like excessive before you go seek advice or before you go seek counsel or assistance, whatever this is for you. As again, it will be different for everybody, but there's like a big message here where you guys are really being asked to seek assistance, professional counseling, professional aid in some way, shape, or form regarding either your physical health, your mental health, or your emotional health. So let's go ahead and get into your reading here. Starting off, we are going to see what aspect of Kali Ma is coming forth for you. And I will read these messages out of the book, and then we will shuffle the rest of the cards out as we go. So starting off here for you guys, you have Chinnamasta. Okay. So for a lot of you guys, it could really be mental health. It could really be needing to kind of swallow your pride or kind of fight your own ego or your own perception of mental health in order to go seek assistance. Some of you guys, this is just recognizing that there are things, mindsets that you have been living in that are not beneficial for you or for your growth or for your path. But let's go ahead and read these messages out of the book for you guys before we get into the rest of your reading. So this is number 20. Okay, and here we have quite a bit, so bear with me. I am going to read the entirety of this message for you guys. Starting off here for Chinnamasta, this says, "Sacred severance is her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or the world or a group or a belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart. She is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within our mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. The fifth of the Mahavida, the fifth of the Mahavida wisdom goddess is the most shocking form of Kali, Chinnamasta. She is the divine feminine avatar, self-decapitated and partaking of the blood that emerges from her throat. The name Chinnamasta translates to beheaded. This signifies a powerful activation of the spiritual path through the confrontation of oppressive behaviors, self-limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition. The head is the symbol of the known, of thinking, of forms of authority. It is the head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the locus of control. So during the Chinnamasta initiation, you will not understand what is happening and you won't know everything that is going to turn out. This is as it is meant to be and not something you need to worry about or fight against. Chinnamasta is potent medicine for liberation. Her graphic iconography differentiates her from other forms of Kali that wear her favorite accoutrements of severed heads and skull garlands. I'm so sorry. Chinnamasta's severance is of her own head. This represents self-liberation. We do not need to wait for another to intervene. She shows the way to save ourselves, to move from inner courage and inner wisdom. Her presence can indicate a time when you must trust yourself completely, without external support systems to rely on. The belief and constructs that once supported you will no longer be able to do so. Success cannot come from the tried and true paths of the past. You are evolving beyond that. It is time to rest in the void and allow for a new way to emerge. Despite the inherent violence in the image, Chinnamasta is not dead. Blood is flowing. She is very much alive, no matter how severe the challenges you are encountering, no matter what you let go of, which you once identified with or cherished, your life shall continue. You, the real you, which is not who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new order to be established. Things will never be the same because your real self is powerful enough to shed the false layers and radiate its inner beauty and wisdom more freely. Her partaking of blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by them. It is reassurance that a deeper level you are gaining something from the chaos and destruction in your being and your life. As you continue to move through the process of change, you will gain energy from something new. Chinnamasta is self-nourishing through the spiritually conscious application of destructive energy. Chinnamasta shows us that transformation is not about trying to change others. It is about tackling our views, our fixed identities, and our attachments to power and status. Even if a situation is causing us pain and it appears to be under the control of another person, Chinnamasta initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. We do not need to control outer circumstances or other people. Within us is the energy we need to continue on our path. We can draw what we need from within. Chinnamasta leads us into deeper terrain where we can release tendencies to self-sabotage through ignoring our intuition, truth, and needs. We have the power to get out of our own way. Okay, so you have the power to get out of your own way. Here, group number 3, a big message that's coming in, that has been coming in since I started reading that here, is that there is definitely a need to take control of yourself, to take responsibility of yourself. Some of you guys, you are putting too much trust or too much power in the hands of the people that you think should heal you, or the people that you think should lift you up, or the people, like, you are giving too much control away, too much power away, and too much trust in other people and other people's perception of you and what your needs are. And I feel like there's like this imbalance here where you guys are trying to follow through with the things you're being told to do from somebody else. Like somebody, I'm seeing this as like a doctor or somebody giving you medication, telling you that this is what's wrong with you and this is what will fix it. And you guys just trusting that undoubtingly, and then still having the same problem, but believing that this medicine is going to fix it, but it's like, it's not working. That's kind of how this is being shown to me. Now, this could apply in a different situation. So again, apply this energy where it resonates for you and how it is working for you in your life. This is just how it's being shown to me. Like somebody is giving you something from their perspective, what they see when they can't see your internal state. And there's some sort of like disconnect there for group number 3. So let's go ahead and get some more cards going here for you guys, and we are going to first look at kind of your shadow energy that's coming forth for group number 3. Your shadow energy that's coming forth to heal, to present itself to you, that you may be dealing with at this time. We have calling the storm. Okay, so for group number 3, there's a big message here of you guys needing to like call in your healing, you guys needing to go after your healing, to go after what you believe the problem is, to like seek different ways of healing, seek new ways of healing, new ways outside of what you've always done. Big message here. There's something that keeps you in the same kind of repetitive behavior, where you go to the same doctor, or you go to the same place, or you deal with the same situations, or you deal with the same ailments over and over and over again. And you guys are being asked to go outside of the way you've always dealt with this. There's a need to do things differently for group number 3. So let's go ahead and pull another card here before we get into your tarot. And we have devotion. Okay. Yes, you guys are really being asked to devote yourself to your path, to devote yourself to your healing, to your spirituality. Instead of giving that power away, you are being asked to harness that power and dedicate yourself to these things for you in your life, to the things that are best for you in your life. There is a need for trusting yourself in a massive way here. For group number 3, you may really have a hard time with that. There's also a need to dedicate yourself to, like I said, for some of you guys, if this is a need for counseling or therapy or psychology, or mental health wellness, or any kind of healing process that you maybe have never experienced before, energy healing or anything like that, if you go seek that out, there's going to need to be like a dedication, a commitment that you guys, commit yourself to return and to continue going down this process, instead of expecting results the first time you go, and because you don't see them, you just assume that this isn't meant for you. There's something here where you guys are needing to really be courageous and brave and continue to go back to this uncomfortable energy, weekly, or time after time, until you start seeing the progress. Let's go ahead and get some tarot for group number 3. Our first card out is the High Priestess. Yeah, so there's a huge need for you guys to trust your own ability, your own power, your own intuition, your own kind of abilities as well. There's a need for you to trust your inner self in a very large way, group number 3. And then we have the Nine of Wands, and this is that persistence, that dedication, that need to keep fighting coming through here, this need to keep pushing forward coming through here for group number 3, a need to keep trusting, a need to continue following the guidance that you're receiving from your intuition, from your guides, until it makes sense. Because again, like the message said in the book here, like, you aren't going to know where you're going. There's a need to keep going until it makes sense, instead of stopping because it doesn't. Our next card here is the Page of Cups. So there is a healing, a definite healing coming in here, but there's also this sense of you guys becoming a student to your own power, learning your own power, as well as becoming a student to your own intuition, like accepting that there are things that you can learn from yourself that maybe you didn't realize before. And this is going to cause you guys to want to call in these messages. This is going to, I'm feeling like a curiosity, like you guys tuning into your High Priestess energy, tuning into your intuition, tuning into your guides, and realizing that it is leading you somewhere. And it's like the more you go after this, the more you dedicate yourself to this, the more you persist forward, and the more curious you're going to become, the more you're going to start opening up to this guidance, to this healing, and to these messages. There are definitely some empathic people that chose this pile. And for those of you that resonates with, there's a need to trust how you feel. Some of you guys, there's a need to just get in tune with how you feel and become a student of your emotions and the messages that they are sending you when you are experiencing emotions. Let's get some more messages here, and then we have the Five of Swords coming out here. Yeah, see, there's something here for you guys where you have always gone against what you felt inside. You've always gone against the messages that you've received. You've gone against your intuition or against your better judgment in order to please other people, or in order to hold up like this perception that other people have of you. It's like you guys not admitting to yourself that you need something different because of the way other people will look at you, or because you're scared of rejection, or because you're scared of judgment in some way, shape, or form. There's been a big conflict between your head and your heart, your head and your high priestess energy. It's like you fight with yourself here, and Chinnamasta is coming through here, Kalima is coming through here to sever that, to disconnect that kind of perception of self that you have, and bring you into healing, bring your heart and your head into alignment. Wow. And then look at this, we have the Star. Yeah, so there's going to be a major recognition of self, as well as, I feel, for group number 3, there is a need to see how far you've come. A lot of you guys are really hard on yourselves here, and there is a need to see how far you've come, especially over like the last 9 to 10 years. Like, there is a huge need to see how far you've come, and the things that you've overcame, and the way that you've healed and progressed spiritually and emotionally. But for you guys here, there's also some sort of, there's like recognition energy, not only recognizing yourself, but for some of you guys, this could be somebody else recognizing the potential in you. But there's like, you guys are going through like this initiation, this activation, this healing process that's going to lead you into something that you are going to be recognized for. Some of you guys may be healers, and this process that you're going through currently is activating and initiating you into your healing journey, like into a journey, a path that you are going to be giving healing to other people. Our next card here is the Queen of Swords. Yeah, see, there is a big need for group number 3 to become very independent and in control of your own power. Some of you guys, this could mean having to leave certain connections or cut certain ties that you have around you, or even, but not necessarily. I feel for group number 3 that the biggest energy here is just this need to cut away distraction, this need to cut away what other people believe or think about you, this need to cut away the way that you judge yourself, like this need to see things differently, this need to not be scared of how other people perceive you, but this need to go after what you know you need. Group number 3, it's like you already know what you need, you know what you need to go after, you know where you need to go, you know where you need to go to seek your healing. You guys already know. There's just a need to actually do that, instead of being worried or scared of judgment or of failure or of rejection from other people around you. Because I do feel for group number 3 that this healing that you guys are being asked to seek out or to sought after is it's like an unconventional kind of healing, or it's something that you've been taught over your lifetime is something that is like taboo, or something that is kind of like not real, or anything like that. It's like this energy of you guys being taught, or picking up the perception of negativity around this kind of healing process, around this healing energy, even though that's what you feel like you need right now. So there's a big need with this Queen of Swords here to come into your independence, to come into your truth, to come into your power, to hold your power, and to move towards what you need, instead of worrying about how other people see it or what other people think about it. Let's go ahead and get you guys some chakra energy here and see where this may be being held, or how this energy may be affecting you. Group number 3. We have honesty, truth, transparency, sincerity, and communication. Yeah, and with this like lack here, it's like you guys are coming into a time where your power is being unlocked, your power to communicate your own needs, your own truth, your own authenticity. This is really giving me this Queen of Swords vibe here, like you guys needing to speak up about what it is that you need, you guys needing to make real the things that are inside by communicating them, by speaking them aloud. really coming into this truth about what you need, where you want to go, how you want to get there, in order to then take those actions. So for some of you guys, you may be going through like an activation of the throat chakra at this time, or recognizing that the throat chakra is kind of blocked or inactive, or that you have a hard time speaking up for what you want or what you need. So a lot of you guys too may be really picking up on the energies around you of honesty or of dishonesty, especially with this Five of Swords here. You guys may be really picking up on where things aren't honest, where things aren't true, where things aren't kind of clear as well, where things aren't sincere. And really seeing how those things have affected you or changed your mindset or perception about the things that you need as well. Our next one here is intuition. Look at that. Trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. We have truth. We have trust. There is a big emphasis here. This is also number 31, and then we have 41. There's a big emphasis here on truth and on trusting your own power and trusting your own guidance, trusting what you need. We have the High Priestess here. We have the crown chakra, the throat chakra. So I feel for you guys that like your spirituality is being very activated at this time. Your spiritual energy, your spiritual, you like connecting to your guides, connecting to your intuition, connecting to your gifts, to your abilities, being all very, very activated and amplified at this time as you are initiated and activated into this healing cycle. So there's going to be a lot of change, a lot of things that you don't understand, a lot of things that you've never seen before, a lot of things you've never been aware of, even though it's been right in front of you. Again, it's like this need to keep going, this need to keep pushing through this awakening. I feel that you guys are going through this calling in the storm, like call in this awakening by going after it, by following the guidance, by trusting yourself. Let's get some more cards here. Let's get a couple messages, some guidance or advice that Spirit has for you at this time for group number 3. We have the Lady of the Shallot, and this is illusion, victim, love, and idealism. So a lot of you guys here have either played the victim or lived in a victim mentality, not realizing that you had the control or that you have the power to take control of your own life. You've always lived as a product of your experiences, which we are all a product of our experiences, but once you learn how to manifest the experiences that you want, you no longer feel like a victim. There is an illusion being shattered here. You guys are healing from a perception of self. You guys are healing from a perception of what you thought love was, or healing from like on like an ego kind of level. Wow. I'm getting this energy here of like you guys always saying, well, like I will be back with this person when the time is right, or I'll have this job when the time is right, or the things that I need will come in when the time is right. It's like you guys have this trust for Spirit, and you have this knowing, this understanding that things will come to you when the time is right, or that resources will be laid out as you move down your path as you need them. But it's like you guys aren't moving. So it's almost like this illusion that you guys have made yourself believe, like that love is something that you always have to chase, or that love is something that hurts. I hope that makes sense. There's like something here where you guys have been living a big portion of your life believing that something's going to come back to you, or that external forces or environments are what caused you to have to separate from something that you loved or someone that you loved, and that eventually you'll be able to be back with this mindset that this other person or this place or this situation, this environment has the same feelings towards you. It's like always giving your power away. Spirit is really guiding you guys to recognize that you have given your power away, and you've been living in this victim mentality and in this illusion of life. And then look at this, and then we have King Arthur. This is power, leadership, authority, and justice. You guys, this is the energy that you guys are coming into, your truth, your honesty, your power, the ability to lead instead of follow, the ability to manifest instead of victimized. This energy here is coming in very strongly. You guys are stepping into a time where you are going to be able to lead people, whereas you've always, I feel like you guys have lived in a way where you always knew that you'd be a leader, or that you knew that you were meant for something bigger, but you always lived in a subservient energy. You've always lived in this energy where you've just been waiting for life to happen to you. And you guys are coming to this point, this turning point in your life where you are going to, be inspired and activated to get up and go after the things that you need to become this leader, to become this power, to have the power to heal other people. Wow. So some very powerful transformations and activations happening for group number 3 as you go through this healing process. So let's go ahead and pull you guys one final message from Spirit, any last guidance or advice that Spirit has for you, or anything else that Spirit wants you to know at this time for group number 3. And our card that we have here is Journey. Branch out to new worlds. How perfect is that? Branch out to new worlds, to new ways of doing things, to new ways of healing, to new experiences. Follow your intuition, trust yourself. Really try to come into like a more authentic version of yourself. Devote yourself to becoming the truest, most authentic version of yourself that you can, group number 3, because it is leading you to a destiny. You guys, here in group number 3, you have a destiny. You are here for big things. You are here to do big things, to do great things, and to be recognized for them. And you are at the time in your life where you're meant to embark on this journey, group number 3. So very beautiful energy coming forth. But these are the messages that I am seeing for you. If you enjoyed this reading, or if it resonated with you, please do hit that like button, comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 4. Those of you that chose card number 4, this reading is for you. And starting off here, I have anointed this candle with this Open Pathways oil. And the energy I was getting coming into your guys' reading here is a sense of procrastination surrounding some sort of emotional energy. Some of you guys, this could be guilt that is holding you back, or some sort of sadness or depression that is holding you back, or some sort of perception like there's something here that is really holding you back and causing you to put certain things off, causing you to put your own progression off out of maybe feeling guilty, or this need to help other people, or like this fear of success even coming through for some of you guys. So I am going to light this candle, and I'm going to set the intention to release any procrastination, as well as to purify, to heal any sense of guilt or shame kind of energy as well. So if that energy resonates with you, please feel free to set that intention with me, as it only makes it stronger. If it does not, please feel free to set your own intention, or none at all, whatever you feel called to do, and then we will get into your reading here. So let's go ahead. Okay, group number 4. What is holding you back? I feel like that's a question you guys need to ask yourself. What is holding you back? Okay, what haven't you seen that is holding you back? What are you unaware of that isn't allowing you to move forward? Let's go ahead. We're going to look at the version of Kalima that is coming forth for you today. And I'm going to read this message out of the book for you, and then we will continue, and I will shuffle the rest of the cards out as we go. So starting off here, we have Blue Tara coming out here. Very beautiful, gentle kind of energy coming forth for you guys. So Kalima, I feel Kalima is showing you guys a very nurturing, more mothering kind of version of herself at the time that you come to this video. Really trying to build you up, really trying to nurture you, to nourish you. So for some of you guys, there is a need to nourish yourself. There is a need to nourish your body, to nourish your mind, to nourish your soul in order to move forward. But let's go ahead and read these messages for you, and then we will get into the rest of your reading. So starting off here, we have the blue Tara, and this says, "Sweet Mother of Peace now bestows her gifts of clarity, peace, and the power to overcome any negative condition. Just as the beautiful lotus grows from the muddied waters, so too shall you arise from confusion, difficult circumstances, and heavy energies into sacred blossoming. If you feel held back or slowed down by your circumstances, remember that your soul has the ability to process all experiences and become stronger, not weaker, through doing so. The oracle indicates healing and a positive prediction for a peaceful future." How beautiful is that? Continuing on here, this says, "Second of the Mahivida wisdom goddesses is the goddess Tara. Represented by her many colors, Tara manifests in unlimited forms to accomplish whatever task is required to support the spiritual liberation of all beings. Tara can be Samaya, gentle, kind, and comforting like the moon. She can be Ugra Tara, fierce, defender against extreme negativities, wrathful and fearsome. Her multiple forms remind us of the unending resourcefulness of the Divine Mother. It has taught that Tara will manifest in whatever form is required for protection of spiritual aspirants. Tara is the Divine Mother's enlightened activity. Sometimes we subconsciously switch off from divine assistance by limiting what we think is possible for spiritual energy to influence and manifest. The oracle asks you to challenge such spirit-limiting beliefs to empower divine assistance in your life. Tibetan Buddhist doctrine teaches that Tara loves us all as her one child. There is a significance to this that is freeing. In the realm of ego, we see ourselves and others as either allied or at war. The ego thinks, you are either with me or against me, and battle ensues. For the peace-loving heart, there is no joy in such way of being. It creates anxiety, distress, and fear, which steals the power, love, and hopefulness from the heart. When we acknowledge that Tara loves us all as her one child rather than as her many children, it gives us permission to receive fully without guilt. It gives us leave to not lose faith in It gives us leave to not lose faith if another appears to be unjustly gaining the upper hand, because we can remember in our hearts that we are all loved and treasured equally. No matter what appears to be, there is no such thing as privilege at a spiritual level. We are all in this together, and what happens with one being affects all. We can only grow, heal, and awaken together in entirety. There will be some who have the capacity to move ahead of the curve. They will be supported in doing so, yet they are no more important than those struggling to find the path. This does not mean that those with more advanced capabilities should martyr themselves to the lower frequency of the spiritual brothers and sisters, or give up attempting to make individual progress. The more progress we make on our spiritual journey, the more benefit we ultimately bring to the collective, because we are all connected. You cannot choose who will be able to acknowledge and support your spiritual path, nor how the benefits will reach others. Some will be able to receive a direct and immediate benefit. Others will not have that capacity. Yet even if they and you cannot see how they can benefit as you make progress on your spiritual path, you can assume it is happening nonetheless. Blue skin Tara represents the element of spaciousness. Creating space in our lives opens us up to grace. You can only receive what you create room for. Blue Tara reminds us to continuously clear the way for grace. That can require letting go of mental clinging and emotional distress and becoming open to positive outcomes, no matter how unlikely or inaccessible they may sometimes seem to be. We do not accomplish this by denying or ignoring thoughts and feelings, but by practicing reassurance and dropping into trust. It is a spiritual art. Sometimes it will be easier to practice than at other times. Yet, in shifting from distrust to trust again and again, we learn the pattern. We learn to drop from our head into our heart. We learn to empower Tara's grace in our lives for a spiritual benefit of all beings. Unlike Kali's wild and free hair, Tara's is carefully coiled. This represents her gift of gently taming the wild spirit and providing us with careful, patient, and loving steps to bring ourselves back to peace and empowerment. If you have been feeling out of control of yourself or situations you have felt incapable of positively influencing, the Oracle of Blue Tara brings comfort. Chaos will give way to the correct higher order of love. Let Let there be peace in your heart as she looks to her right, gazing toward the future. The gift of this oracle is a prediction of a peaceful, protected, and authentically expressive future drawing close to you now. You have every right to feel hopeful, happy, and secure in your future destiny unfolding. Wow. Yeah. So I do feel for you guys that there is something that you're holding on to that you're not wanting to let go of potentially. For some of you guys, this could be a person. As I was talking about, like you don't have control over who goes with you on the spiritual path. And I feel for group number 4 that there's something here where you're not wanting to leave somebody behind, or you're trying to drag them along with you, or you have taken it on as your own responsibility to help other people down their spiritual path, but there's something here where it's like you guys are being asked to let go and you are holding on tighter because of it, okay, and that is slowing your progress. Group number 4, let's go ahead and get some more cards for you guys here. We are going to start out by looking at some shadow energy that is wanting to come forth for group number 4 to show us what has been hidden, what needs to be seen, what needs to be healed. Wow, we have peaceful among thorns. There is a huge emphasis on you guys coming into a peaceful time, a huge emphasis of you guys needing to be in control of yourself among chaos. It's like you guys have this chaos surrounding you. It's like you guys have this a lot of lower vibrational energy around you, where you have a lot of for some of you guys even danger around you. There's just something around you that it's like you guys are seeing it as it's holding you back, when in reality it's teaching you how to be in control of yourself, regardless of what's happening around you, okay? And that's something that you guys are being asked to practice and practice and practice and practice, is coming into peace, dropping down into the heart, as it was saying, like coming into love, opening your heart to be able to see the way forward, instead of convincing yourself that it's hopeless or that you're never going to get out of this pain or out of this mess. Wow. So there's some pretty powerful energy working with you guys at this time to protect you and to keep you in a safe space. There's a need to know for group number 4 that you guys are protected. You are safe in your journey at this time. Don't be scared of what's happening around you. Don't be scared of the chaos, of the transformations that are happening. You are protected and you're being very guided towards your future, towards your destiny. There's just a need for you guys to release the control of your environment, or the need to, like, I feel you guys like having this need. It's like you guys have this responsibility or this weight or this guilt or this shame for moving away from the chaos because you feel like you should help tame it, and that is not your job. Group number 4, even if this chaos is involving family or friends or things that you've been attached to, it is not your job to bring other people into peace. It is not your job to protect everybody. It's not your job to pull everybody through your spiritual journey because you don't want to let them go. There is a need, a really big need for group number 4 to let go, to surrender to your path, to move forward in your path without trying to control who or what comes with you. Okay. Our next card here is the Helm of Awe. How freaking great is this? This is the courage to face the chaos. This is the courage to go into battle. This is the strength to open up to grace. This is protection. This is beautiful. You guys are very, very powerful energy coming in here, working with you guys at this time that you are watching this video, and it's like protection for you to get out of this battle, protection for you to end the war, protection for you to leave the chaos. Group number 4. Wow. To come into peace is a very, very strong message here. To come into your heart, to open your heart, even though things may seem crazy or you may seem vulnerable or like something's going to harm you. There is a need to be open and a need to move forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot. Group number 4. And go a little deeper into these messages and how this may be playing out. Okay, our first card out is the Ace of Cups, and there's that peace, there's that love trying to come in for you guys, but it's like you guys have to be in this open space. You have to be open to receive. You have to clear out the chaos from within you and push it to the outside. You have to let go of what you're holding on to in order to make room for this peace and for this love. And then we have the Eight of Cups coming out, and how confirmational is this? The Eight of Cups is all about releasing in order to deepen your path. It's all about releasing what you may have thought you would always love, or releasing what you thought would always be there, releasing certain things that are no longer serving you on your journey or that you don't need to continue moving forward, letting go of the heaviness, letting go of the burden kind of energy, letting go of the obligation to hold everybody else up. There is a huge release coming in for group number 4 that Kali Ma is trying to work with you guys on. And then we have the Six of Pentacles coming in here. And this is balancing the scales. This is balancing the resources. This is recalibrating your internal and external world. You guys have been working internally, really practicing coming into peace, really practicing healing your emotional, your mental, your internal state. And I feel for you guys, because of all the work that you've done internally, you are being led to a new environment that is going to match that. So there is a need, again, this need to be open to new here, a need to let go of the past. Some of you guys, a need to let go of certain places, or a need to let go of this idea of what a perfect home would be, or a need to move away from a home or from a job, because you guys are being led to something so much better here in the future, the near future. I feel for you guys. You guys are being led into a new environment that is going to better reflect your internal state. Wow. So I do feel for you guys that you've been working very hard on something. You've been working very hard on healing your emotions, on overcoming like emotional trauma. You've been working very hard on gaining resources, and for some, so for some of you guys, the work that you've been doing, you've convinced yourself that you're doing to bring your family out of poverty, to help the ones that you love, to, you know, bring along people with you, to raise people up with you, to give them money, to pay other people's bills, to support other people in some way, shape, or form. And now you guys are at a point in your journey where you're being asked to do it for you. To let go of this persona, to let go of this illusion that you aren't worthy or capable, or that you, this guilt, this shame that you hold on to about having success. There is something here for you guys where you have had this mindset that you've been working and working and working to help your loved ones, to help your parents, to support your kids, to leave something behind, to pay bills, to get everybody that you love up out of debt, to whatever it is for you. You've been working very hard, and you've been working, like, you've used that to motivate you, which is great. And I'm not saying you will never do that. I'm not saying you will never help other people or spread that wealth around, group number 4, but there is a need right now on your journey to do this for you, because you are worthy of being wealthy. You are worthy of being up out of poverty. You are worthy of that dream house. You are worthy of reciprocation from all the hard work that you have done, group number 4. And it's almost like this guilt or this shame that you guys are holding, because you are wanting to go off. Some of you guys, it's like guilt or shame because you want to move to a different town or a different state, or because you want to move away from the way other people have always done things, or because you want to do something differently. It's like this, it's just this heavy guilt energy that you guys are holding on to about letting go of the way things have always been. in order for you to pursue your success, in order for you to pursue your happiness. But this Kalima is coming through here very strong, saying, let go. I got you. Let go. Look at this. The Empress. Yeah, you guys are creating a whole new life based off of the new internal state that you guys have accomplished, that you've worked so hard for. The internal peace is being birthed into your environment. And the birthing process is hard and it's painful. It's painful to release. It's painful to let go. It's painful to let change happen. And this is exactly what you guys are being asked to do, is allow yourself to be birthed into a new environment, into a new state of being, into a new world where you are successful, where you are abundant, where you are creative, where you have this sense of self-worth. And then we have the moon. Wow. And this is, I feel for you guys that this is like the gentleness. There is a gentleness to this that is trying to come through. This is a gentle process. This is like a gentle release. This is you guys being like gently guided away from something kind of falling away a little bit at a time, in order for you to see a clearer picture of what needs to be released. I don't feel like this is a sudden ripping away. This is a little bit at a time for group number 4. This is like, letting go of one thing at a time, cleaning out one room at a time, letting go. It's like one thing at a time. Group number 4, take it as it comes. It's going to come in waves. But there's a lot of healing, a lot of illumination, a lot of emotional balance coming out here for you guys. And I feel for a lot of you guys that your divine feminine energy is being very healed through this process as well. And then we have the 3 of Wands coming out here. Yeah, you guys are being asked to go down a new path, to shift directions, you guys are being motivated to move at this time, motivated to get up and adventure, to explore, to seek your peace, to find what it is that motivates you, that inspires you, to find what it is that makes you want to take action. As you guys are very protected here, it's just you're very surrounded by spirit, very surrounded by love, very surrounded by support, spiritually, maybe not physically or in relationships that you have, but you are very supported and you are very guided at this time, and there's a need to take action on that guidance because it is leading you to something so much better than you would have ever imagined. Group number 4 is leading you to that dream home. It is leading you to those things that you never thought you would be capable of. It is leading you to love and to self-worth and to abundance and to creating and manifesting the life of your dreams. Group number 4. Creating a peaceful internal state for you guys has really created a whole new timeline, I feel, for you guys. Wow. So let's go ahead and get you guys some chakra energy, and where this may be affecting you, or where you may be able to find this energy within you, or anything you may need to see. Group number 4. We have the root chakra. This is physical health, vitality, strength, body image, and balance. There is a huge balancing energy coming in here for you guys. So the root chakra, a need to stay very grounded, a need to stay very present in the moment, as well as for some of you guys, like this need to understand how your emotions affect your physical health, how your connections, how your environment affects your physical health, especially with all of this chaos around you guys. I do feel for group number 4 that your environment plays a big role in your physical health, and that your emotional state is also reflected in your physical health. So if you're feeling very depleted or very lethargic, or feeling like you just don't have enough energy to get up and do certain things, or feeling very bad about yourself, not being able to look at yourself in the mirror, not being able to see yourself for the beauty that you hold, there is really need to work with that energy. Really need to balance yourself to come into this self-worth, to come into a better body image, to come into believing that you deserve more, as well as I feel for you guys that your life force energy is going to be replenished as you start moving, as you start releasing and making room for more energy. You are going to be re-energized, group number 4. Oh, look at this. And then we have the heart chakra coming out here with love, kindness, benevolence, sharing, and receiving. Yeah, see, there is, you guys are really being asked to be open to love, to be open to receiving. You guys have been doing a lot of work out of love, I feel, to be able to give. And give and give and give, and you guys have given and given and given, and now it's time for you to receive. Group number 4, Kalima is coming through here saying it's your turn. It's time for you to take care of yourself. It's time for you to get yourself in a better position. It's time for you to be healthier physically and financially and mentally and emotionally. It's time to receive. Group number 4. Wow. So let's get a couple more cards here. And for any of you guys who are working with your chakras, or wanting to, tap into that energy, these 2 chakras would be a very good place to start, to tune into yourself, to find where your energy level's at, to find your ability to stay in the present moment, to stay in your physical body, as well as really tuning into opening your heart, falling into your heart when maybe your mind may try to take over. Our next card here, we have Arnhad, and this is karma, autonomy, life direction, and fate. Yes, the wheel of fate is turning for you guys. You guys are being sent in a new direction. You guys are balanced. I feel you guys have balanced a lot of karmic energy, and now you're moving into new cycles. You're moving in a new direction. You are moving into receiving instead of having to pay back debt. You are moving into a time where you are going to be receiving. Wow. And then we have Excalibur, action, truth, sovereignty, and power. Yeah, see, you guys are moving into power. You guys are moving into truth. You are moving into justice, into a sense of truth for yourself. But this action here being very significant, a need to take action towards your own truth, a need to take action towards your own path, towards your own direction, instead of holding yourself back out of shame or guilt, or feeling like you have to take care of other people, or feeling like if you move away then you aren't living up to the idea that you had that you were doing this for other people. Do it for you. Do it for you, group number 4. That's a big message you guys are being asked to tune into. Do it for you. Let's go ahead and pull you guys one final message, group number 4. Any last guidance or advice from Spirit, or anything else that Spirit wants you to see at this time? Group number 4. We have humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. Stop worrying about everybody else and worry about blooming yourself. Worry about transforming yourself and showing your true beauty, letting yourself shine regardless of where or what other people have around you. Group number 4. Wow. So these are the messages that I'm seeing for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, or if it resonated with you, please do hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Let me know what other kinds of videos you guys would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as there is a lot of new exciting things coming to the channel. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.